We are in and parked for the Baby Gators. This is where we will be for actually 2 weeks for the Baby Gators and the Gators. Someone got stuck this morning, bright and early. They actually had to get the tractor to pull it out, which there's a tractor there. They've probably been pulling people out all morning because it rained and rained and rained all night last night. So we made a clutch adjustment this morning. I snapped one of the aluminum bolts in half. Thankfully it flew out at me. Actually, I'm pretty sure one of the pieces hit me in the face or the neck or something. Here, let me find it. Okay. So I tightened it too much, which, you know, because it's aluminum, and it literally just snapped in half. So that was great. We're waiting on test and tune. They've been putting it off because of the weather, the track. But they are now, I believe, calling people. So I went and got my test and tune tech card, and we will test and tune, probably make a few passes today. Since we already did the dyno stuff, I think we kind of know what it's gonna do, at least a little bit, so. currently it's dark outside. We made our last pass, and we made 3 test passes, and then it started to get dark not long after that. The first run, I don't know what happened. The clutch seemed kind of weird to me, so I kind of just gave up, and then I drove it normally to see if the clutch felt fine. But it felt fine, so I don't know what the deal was with that one. We changed the tack light, and Dad changed the tack light, and somehow for the second run,
the what?
The shift light. What RPM the shift light comes on.
Yep.
I call it something different every single time I say it. He changed the shift light RPM, and somehow when we ran the second time, it got changed itself. Something got bumped, whatever, and it changed to what, 3580, Dad?
Yeah.
So the shift light stayed on the entire run. I left.
Go ahead and turn this over.
Okay. Oh. Hold on, I gotta put the GoPro down. Yeah, I cannot multitask like this. And hold myself up. Oh God.
Want some help?
No, hold on. I don't know why it's so hard to turn over right now.
I don't know.
I can't lean on the car.
Yeah, you can. You can lean on it.
Well, you said...
Just be careful.
I think it's because I'm so short.
Yeah.
And I'm standing on a fuel jug, too.
Yep.
Oh.
Probably one more of those. Okay, that's good.
Okay. So somehow the tack shift light changed to 3580, and it was on the entire time. Luckily, I shifted it pretty much where I needed to shift it anyway. I guess probably from the sound and just doing it all the time. So then we got back, and I was like, dude, shift light was on the entire time. Never shut off. And he was like, is it slipping the clutch the entire time? What's going on? I was like, I don't know. So he looked, and then he figured out that it was switched on accident somehow. And we changed it back to, it was supposed to be at, what was it supposed to be at, Dad? 72?
72, yeah.
72. So we changed it to 72. We went up there, we got in the lanes for our third time run, and we checked the tack shift light thingy-mabobber before we ran, and it was fine. I can't hit the tree again, apparently. So, yeah, so now we're just fine-tuning the clutch, because the clutch is slipping just a little too much at the gear changes. So we're gonna go from 4 grams to 5 grams. Right, Dad?
Yep.
We're gonna add a gram. So whatever it's at, we're adding 1 gram.
1 gram per lever, and half a turn of base.
Yes. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we've been doing today. Not a lot, minor changes, fine-tuning things, fixing.
So, Autumn, you want to take this and go ahead and figure out what we need to add 1 gram?
How tight was it?
It wasn't real tight. I mean, it was fine.
Okay, so.
I think it was. I had them a little bit tighter than that.
Okay, so.
But you know, hell.
So was it just a fluke that the one snapped on me?
One broke, so.
Huh?
One of them broke. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So this should be 4 grams about. Sometimes. Oh boy. Sometimes it says 4.5, which is what it is. Sometimes it switches back and forth, so it's like right on the edge or something. So we get this set up. Take this lid off, which I don't really know what the lid's for, but turn it on. So it says 4.5. So what I'm gonna do is just weight bags out of the way. Open up our box here, and I'm going to deconstruct this. See what another silver washer will do. See if it'll change it 1 gram, half a gram, what's going on. Screw it all back together. So that's 1 gram. Oh boy. Dad, it's switching back and forth between 5 and 5.5.
With one washer?
With I put another one on there.
Well, why don't you just go to the gold washer and see what one of those makes it?
Okay. No other silver washers?
Yeah, whatever came off of it plus gold. Just see what it does.
Okay. I know that's heavier than 5. Okay. All right, it says 5.5.
All right. Well, what? I think those other I can't believe it's 5.5. It should be. If you put one more of the same washer on there.
Hold on, it keeps changing. I need somewhere else. Hold on. So 2 silver washers, it's still saying like between 4.5 and 5.
That's fine.
So we figured it out. We just need one more washer on each thing. The gram scale we have is really finicky. But yeah, so one more silver washer on each bolt on each arm. we ran, they actually extended our test and tune times by like an hour and a half this morning before we make our first run for actual time runs. And so we took advantage of that and we ran. And we lowered the launch RPM and we lowered the shift point to see how the car liked it. And it likes it, but I think it needs to be shifted higher RPM from 3rd to 4th gear. And so for our first time run, I'm going to watch the tack from 3rd to 4th to see if I can shift it higher, higher than the shift light. We're going to add half a turn of base, and then we'll make our first time run and see if that actually does anything.
Well, I mean, it's still there. I think there's still some room to improve the 60 foot, so we can, you know, as long as the tire and the track will hold it, you know, we can just keep on getting more aggressive with the clutch. We made such a drastic adjustment with the Ford Rams just to get it to slip, because we were on the other side where it would just spin. So we went really light on the clutch to get it to slip, so we could try to sneak up on it from the side where it was slipping, not from the side where it was spinning the tire. So now we're just going to keep adding a little bit of clutch, but at the same time, we're also lowering the launch RPM, because looking at our chassis dyno runs, we got a real good look at where the torque curve is and where peak torque is. So what we're trying to do is we're also trying to lower the launch RPM to get a little closer to our peak torque and see if that actually helps the car 60 foot wise. So also as we lower the launch RPM, it's making the clutch softer. So we're also compensating, putting more pressure on the clutch, because we're also lowering the RPM which we launch at. So it's really a weird game we're playing, but you know, it's just all about trying different things and trying to see what works and what doesn't work. I mean, we've been shifting the car high and it's been running okay. But every time we shift the car lower, it goes faster. So now we're just readjusting the clutch to
shift it lower.
Yeah, so because we're just going to try and shift it. We're just going to keep going low and see what happens. We're testing. Doesn't matter. It don't matter anyway. We're just, you know, we're trying to see what works for us and whatever. So it's all good.